Armored Bear Productions. Welcome to Not Safe for Wizards, an actual play 5th edition D&D podcast. So we're back and recapping last session. You guys met the Thistlespire, Lord Thistlespire and Lady Thistlespire, their Chamberlain, and that was about it. You guys were hired to go to Marsh Island. And you've been offered, 25 gold pieces each, plus whatever plunder you want to take from the house for the job of surveying and dealing with whatever it is you happen to find living on the island. So, and the other was, you can speak up. You don't...
I just didn't want to interrupt you.
You can speak up. And then, should you guys be successful and they're happy, they will offer you employment as part of the house, which includes apartments within the townhouse. Because most likely, given the
good job,
given clearing out the house, you will, they will move to the big house on the island, and you guys will do their in-city whatever. So,
when they kept people.
servants of a certain quality.
You can talk.
Yeah, this isn't.
We also learned that the king sent the people to get the people on
Right.
the island.
Right. And they did not come back with any of the marshes back.
Well, the good news is they came back.
Some of the guards came back. Some of the Kingsmen came back, and some of the guards who had been employed by the Marshes came back on the boat. But none of the actual Marsh family appeared to come back on the boat. So.
And nobody's talking.
Well, the Barrows are frustrated by it because the Barrows and the Marshes are connected. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, the Marshes disappearing is sort of payback for the Marshes vocally speaking out against the king during the whole decision to go instead of.
Oh, I didn't get that part.
They got Anastasia'd.
Yeah, they were. I've mentioned that several times. They were excoriated because Lord Marsh publicly disagreed with the king about the peace treaty.
Yeah, we thought they were hiding.
I guess I didn't. Yeah, I didn't put two and two together. That's why they didn't come back.
Well, that may not be why they didn't back. You were much more devious.
Yeah, that's
than
why
we
they
thought.
didn't.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But you think this is a good king?
Oh no.
We thought so. He wanted peace. Guess not.
No. He wanted peace. He didn't want
brutality.
He just didn't want the
Can
marshes.
I just point out that the emperor wanted peace?
That's true. He did just want to bring people together.
He sent people. We did give them peace under your brutal boot.
Oh, I just thought that the king's men didn't get a chance to kill the Marshes.
I thought they were hiding out like Robin Hood.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what we find when we get there.
If like
Ghost
a basement
pirates.
with a bunch of bullet holes, then we know that they're buried somewhere nearby there.
I
What
doubt
is
it would
with
be
you
bullet
and ghost
holes.
pirates?
Well, no, that's Anastasia.
Okay,
It's my
so
PTSD. It's my character.
Wait, that's your PTSD? That means that you've actually encountered ghost pirates?
Yeah, that's part of his
That's
backstory.
his story.
Yeah, I call them ghost pirates the ship was attacked by creatures from the deep that were humanoid creatures.
That may or may not have been undead.
They were undead.
The way you just described it, they could have been mer people.
They weren't mer people. We'd encountered mer
Can't
people.
mages cast spells that let them breathe underwater?
Look,
I'm just saying, there's alternatives.
Well,
You
your
have
gun
no
could
faith?
be a banana.
My god is Lady Luck.
Your gun. Your dad could like not have wanted you to go avenge his death.
Why you gotta go talking about my dad?
See, people can poke stories in your whole
That's
too.
cool.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
No, you keep
So,
provoking
you
Chase.
know, why did I get,
So we're gonna.
some people were just drawn on my shoulder.
So the end. So we ended at like the afternoon. You guys had done some investigating, had done
Provisioned.
been provisioned, did a little shopping, did a little whatever. I believe Denna was scheduled to perform at the tavern, the Crown and Scepter,
Mm-hmm.
and that then moves us up to anything anybody wants to do during the evening.
Enjoy the show.
Okay, so
Go to bed early. Maybe ghost
So
pirates.
Lilith is going to bed early after enjoying the show and having terrible nightmares about ghost pirates.
Getting ready to kill ghost pirates.
I think Chase is going to bed early as well, because the closer we get to it, the more this sounds like it's actually going to be work.
I'm packing all my
Alright,
stuff.
Jade, what are you doing?
I'm going to have a pint,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to bed.
Okay. So Jade goes to bed half crocked.
Just a little.
A pint crock and a hobbit? Come on.
She's a little hot.
A little.
And Thorn, what are you doing?
Well, I have to read half this book before I return to the library and pack the rest of my year.
Okay. So Thorn spends her evening reading, packing gear. Morning comes. You guys are supposed to be heading down to the. You guys are supposed to be heading down to the docks to catch the boat to go to the island.
Remind me, do we all have separate rooms?
I think we took
Hopefully.
2 rooms.
We took a boys and girls. Is
Yeah.
that what we did? Okay. Okay. So,
Yes, I'll let you braid my hair.
wake up, Thorn, 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 wake up, Thorn.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
We're going to go on a boat
Watch this.
today.
I know. Thank
I'm going to give you braids.
There's ghost pirates
You
on
can
that
braid
boat.
this half.
Okay.
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 My other half stays on the pillow.
Okay.
I'm gonna close my eyes. If I do this thing that sounds like snoring, it's not. I'm actually paying attention to you. I love you, Jade.
I know you pay attention to me. Thorn always pays attention to me. She
No,
loves
I
me
do.
very much. We just met, but she loves me very much.
Yes, Jade.
Well, you guys actually have known each other for a little bit. Remember, you guys have been working together over the summer and fall.
Okay, so she loves me very much, and she lets me braid her hair, and only the one half. She only ever lets me braid the one half. I think it's a style thing.
Yes, Chase? You're in the boys' room, so
Yeah, I'm going to wake up.
are you braiding Orion's hair?
No, because I'm afraid if I do, I'll crit him.
That is a huge possibility.
It is eye pops
So,
out.
no, I'm just going to get dressed and gather my gear, and then go downstairs to see if I can sneak a quick breakfast before we have to be on the boat.
Oh yeah, breakfast is definitely being served. There's you know, she's actually surprised that Lena Corvish is actually very surprised that you are actually awake before mid morning.
Well, I mean, I also missed the card game last night, and I didn't hear anything about that.
She's actually kind of glad that you missed the card game last night because they're a little bit rougher crowd in here, and they wouldn't have taken losing to you real well. So
I don't know whether I'm flattered or offended, but okay. I'm just gonna have a quiet breakfast while I wait for the rest of these Neanderthals to come downstairs.
okay, so Denna.
Yeah.
Hello. Slide down this way or slide down that way?
Denna, wake up! Denna, wake up! Denna, wake up! Denna, wake up!
We're trying to do this quietly.
It's okay.
There are
Sorry, Joe.
That's what editing is for.
Dana's waking up. This is a sound. The bed's
She really needs to take that chondroitin. That's
This is the bed. This is
What a
the
night
bed.
last
It's like horrible.
night.
It needs to-
So Denna, you were performing at the Crown and Scepter last night, as I believe that was the plan you said in the last section. So,
Probably was correct.
well late into the night, you're performing.
We already stunk it up this early.
Well, unfortunately, there's a boat waiting to take you to Marsh
It
Island.
woke me up an hour ago trying to braid hair.
Does Denna wake up with her hair braided surreptitiously?
Denna has all kinds of braids like sticking out all over because she wouldn't wake up, so I just did what I wanted. So there's all kinds of fun braids all over.
I just want one big fat braid back in my head.
I can do that.
So,
Because that's what my figure
so
is.
are the ladies of the party going to come down now with their various braids?
Of course.
Now that they've been braided, Jade goes bounce, bounce, bounce out the door downstairs.
If you remember her gear and stuff as she goes bounce, 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 down.
Oop, stop, turn around. Went to
Throw her
grab
a
gear.
book bag.
I am suddenly realizing just how grossly outnumbered I am.
Don't worry.
You and Orion.
Morning.
That's it.
And,
Yeah.
and Spike, occasionally. And
The cat person.
Yeah. I haven't met her yet, though.
Ooh.
Haven't yet.
not only that, but I couldn't get Spike to wake up this morning.
Yeah, no, Spike's grumbling and said something about your mother and untoward things with goats. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
Spike didn't know my mom.
So, breakfast, folks are able to breakfast themselves. Not sure exactly how that verb works.
Yeah,
but
I want
Ooh.
yes.
to update this real quick.
So it's, bacon, sausage, porridge, things like that.
Yum, 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 yum,
You
yum.
know, morning beer,
Yeah, that's it.
Rich with nutrients.
rich with nutrients.
Alcohol.
Not quite mother's milk.
I need alcohol.
It's a solution to that.
Yeah.
Solution to any problem.
You break up the sausage, pour it in the oatmeal into it.
Ooh. That sounds really good. I'm gonna try that right now.
Alcohol. Lots and lots of alcohol. That sounds
Lena
really
just kind
good.
of watches you.
You know.
leans into Chase's ear. Don't give her any more ideas.
I can't promise anything.
He's incorrigible on it.
Just really good, Chase. You
Last
try
week I
this.
commented that it was cloudy out, and she tried to paraglide off of a building.
Almost worked.
I don't know where she found the building.
I don't know where she found the paraglide.
I have my ways.
Okay, so halfling frivolities aside. So breakfast done, you guys head on down to the docks. You're actually going into like the Noble District to the docks that are near the Thistle Spire's lovely townhouse. The Chamberlain is standing there. He looks like he's been waiting for a bit.
Does Thorn, do you have a cloak on? I'm hiding under your cloak.
It's bigger than that.
Well, the boat
The
can't leave
Chancellor's
without
scary.
us.
What?
The Chancellor's scary.
The Chamberlain?
Yeah, him.
Morning.
I believe we said at sunup the boat was leaving.
It's sun-up-ish.
The sun is up in the sky, such we are here.
We apologize for our tardiness.
Well,
Traffic was bad, as I point back at the empty road.
well, I
You can
guess
apologize to him. He's just there to help.
Thanks.
he kind of gives an eye, looks at the odd braids that you have. Lord Thistlespire did add one thing to what he had promised. I know it was said that you had several days left remaining upon the reservation at the inn you're staying at.
Yes, the crown and scepter.
Yes, Lord Thistlespire will pay to keep your rooms until you return.
He's altering the deal.
But
No.
in a good way.
He wants to do this so that way your possessions, whatever, anything you may have left behind, will not be ceremoniously dumped out like I'm sure the flotsam and jetsam that it is. I mean, yes. So.
Pay no attention to the pot under the bed.
He's gonna hear you.
He does kind
You
of.
should empty that nightlight.
It's
And
better if you
that's
do it in
just
the morning.
gross,
I thought you were going to say, I don't know any nights. I won't do your routine for you.
Alright.
Quiet.
Yes, so the ship is ready. All of your supplies that you have that were requisitioned are on
Glad you could
shore.
remember the phrase.
Well, I was going to say purloined or stolen or, you know,
I'm starting to feel offended.
you probably should. I'm not a big fan, in case you didn't know. Not a big fan.
Wasn't paying attention, so.
So, bon voyage, whatever it is, don't get yourself killed.
I wanna hit this
Oh, one more thing. He kind of pulls out a couple scrolls. These basically give you, as agents of his lordship, you know, the rights to remove any squatters.
Kill indiscriminately on the island.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. His lordship would prefer that you try a tactful way before doing a tactical way.
Hide the bodies.
And you know what? We are gonna love living under the same roof as you when we come back. We are so looking forward to that.
Oh no! When you come back and the Thistlespire family moves to the manor on the island, I will be going with them as their
I'm
chamberlain. So,
I'm sure you will. Mm-hmm.
yes.
When he hands it, I'm going to make sure I get one of the scrolls.
Mhm.
And I'm going to read it quickly but carefully. Just to make sure.
Oh, it's very much I Lord I Lord Pala Thistlespire do empower the bearer of these scrolls to act as my agent upon Marsh Island, to be now known as Thistlespire Island, to execute my will in the removal of squatters, suppressing any sort of invasions, and clearing out vermin and other unwanted.
Okay, so it's appropriate, not scummy, but also not too open-ended as to
Yeah.
give us
No,
way too much power.
It definitely is very much sets out that pretty much when you're on the island, whatever you do is pretty much the law. But you're acting within the bounds of what he's given you. So
Yes.
Tiny little hand from under thorns.
Basically, on the island, the ends justify the means.
What's that?
And one
That is
scroll.
my saying to live
Okay.
by.
So you get a scroll. So a couple scrolls get passed around.
What happens on Thistlespire Island?
You know, they might have some documentation and stuff over there too.
Alright. So I think it's time to load up the boat.
Yep. So the long ship is sitting at the dock. The captain and crew are all waiting.
Ooh, sailors.
Calm down, Jade.
There is definitely a strong northern wind blowing off of the sea, and there is a chill. The white caps on the little harbor here are kind of that almost freezing in the wind. Definitely a strong northern wind.
We all have warm clothing, right?
Oh yes, you
Oh, yeah.
would all have
I bought that.
appropriate clothing for
Yeah,
the
On
weather.
top of that, I think we procured
Requisitioned, it was legit.
Yes, it
extremely
was.
requisitioned warm clothing.
Okay.
You
Alright,
did
so
a
I'm going to
very
get on the
fine
boat, but
job.
I'm not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So-
Plus, you guys, I believe you grabbed like a bunch of cloaks and
Yeah,
blankets
exactly.
and all sorts of crazy stuff. So
Yeah.
So, you, the boat takes off. It's about a half day from the harbor to the island. in good weather. It's not terrible weather, but you're definitely going into a headwind because you are heading north out of the harbor. You notice there are small little islands about, and I'm assuming you guys are going to be on deck.
Oh yeah.
The captain is at the prow. He has a navigator back at the tiller. He points to the spot kind of on the horizon that you can see, and he's like, "Well, that's Marsh Island, and that's where you'll be going. That is the former seat of the Marsh family. They were the Lord Protectors of the harbor, and they got a cut of every bit of cargo and coin that came through. Can't say I'll miss them. They're a bit of a penny pinching bunch, but hopefully the Thistle Spires are a little more generous."
I doubt it.
Well,
Yeah.
who knows? But
It's
you guys are definitely under oar and not much under sail because of the headwind. So it takes a little bit longer than the half day. So as you guys are nearing the island, from what you can see, the southern coast of the island is about the island's kind of like, from what you can tell, it looks kind of oblong. You can see the kind of in the distance the outline of a dock and small like two towers, like two guard towers, and the rest of the island. So behind the dock is pretty heavily wooded, but you can see there's like grassland that kind of comes up to the beach. The near eastern side, though, like it goes grassland, and then you can kind of see a bit of a marsh.
I get the name now.
What time is it?
It's getting into like late afternoon. To the west. No, that's west. You're facing west. To the west is there's a swamp. Also, so there's a good forest you can see going east, and then the island kind of curves away, and it's hard to see. On the western side, though, behind the marsh, you can see some hills and a single large mountain.
It's a big
Probably
island.
a good 8,000 feet, big mountain.
It's a big island.
Yeah, oh yeah, this island is
23 miles by 13 miles.
I think we should.
I'm
have
not
got
afraid
more
to
money.
say, I'm not afraid to say we probably should have held out for more.
It's gonna take us a little bit of time. So
Hey, you know what though? They added on covering the inn while we're gone.
And we get to keep what we find.
they could have bought the inn for what this is gonna cost.
Yeah.
So there was watchtowers.
there are two towers by the dock that's on the southern end that you're.
Are they wood or stone?
Give me a perception check.
That's not gonna be good.
Yes.
Lilith is going to identify them as marshmallow.
9.
At this distance, it's hard to tell. It could be wood.
So we're kind of far off though.
You're still a bit far off.
I'm thinking we should probably try to make camp in the watchtowers.
So the captain kind of.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Captain asks, so, would you want me to drop you at the docks? Or would you like to go around the island and check out the fishing village on the north?
Who lives in the fishing village?
there were most of the family of the staff of the house lived there. Plus, there were those who were engaged in the fishing and smoking or salting of fish, and there were some small merchant vessels that would then bring the fish around the island and over to the city itself, whatever excess there was.
Yeah,
Now, I'm catching a lot of past tense, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing that
That's what I was
in
gonna ask.
theory it's empty now.
I don't know. These folks have always been very self-sufficient, so they're not, with the exception of the fishers, the merchants who would bring the salt fish and whatnot they generally stayed on the island. According to their tradition, they were really, they were the people who lived here before the marshes came, and
We
I
have to go
wouldn't
there
go there.
eventually.
I wouldn't go there now, though.
How far is the docks from the village?
I'd scout
well, the
it
village
out.
is across
the other end of
side
All
of
the
the
way
island,
on the other
so-
side.
Because
Yeah,
these
what
people
I'm
may
thinking-
absolutely hate
Which is
whoever,
closer to the castle?
coming in.
The castle is almost dead center. The manor is almost dead center in the island. He's kind of looking. He's like, you really can't see it for the forest, but the island where the manor is, it kind of comes up to a plateau, and then the Marsh family built their keep there, so that they have a commanding view of the island. But at this distance, you really can't see it. The only thing that has a better view of the island, of course, is the mountain, which the Marsh family called Mount Marsh.
Of course they did.
So we've got you for the duration, right? As far as like on the boat, by what we need.
Depending upon the weather, yes, we will.
So
We'll be as close to the shore as we can. If the weather gets bad, we will
obviously
head back
you'd
out.
have to seek safety, but you'll come back.
Yes,
But what
so
I'm-
just in that vein, the watchtowers have beacons.
I was
that you
just
can
going to
light.
ask how we could signal you.
And light one of the beacons, and we will know that you're ready for pickup. More than likely, we'll have to, with this headwind stays and such, we'll probably have to pull further back from the shore, so that you can.
Watchtowers
Okay.
sound like
Yeah.
a good
So-
place to start.
So
Watchtowers.
what I would like to do though, and yes, I agree, Watchtowers is a good place to start, but I would like to do a quick circuit around the island on the boat,
Okay.
so we can scout out the land pretty much all the way around, and then start back here. If
So,
possible.
well, he said he's looking at it. But we can make it, but I'm afraid, depending upon which way we go, half of it we would have to stop in the middle of the night because you wouldn't be able to see it. It'll be dark. It's we're already at late afternoon.
We can wait until tomorrow
We'll
morning.
spend
and find
spend the
view.
night, and tomorrow morning we'll do the tour around the island.
Yeah, because we could set camp. And we don't want to be trying to set camp in the middle of the night.
Actually, I agree with that, but I have a slightly different idea. Let me know what you guys think. What if we go here through the watchtowers, we send the boat to do the circuit, they'll have to camp in the middle of the night, safety precluding and all of that, and then tomorrow, before we push out farther away from the watchtowers, we'll meet up with them and find out if there's anything worth knowing about.
Oh, we're
So what-
sending them to scout
So
instead
we're
of us.
sending
Yeah.
them, and
They just
we're
send
not
because
doing
all
it
they're doing
ourselves.
is sailing around the island.
So I thought the whole thing was that we were supposed to see what we were gonna see, what was around the island.
Yeah, but they could make like a.
They could make
Rudimentary
cursory grants, but we might see something they might not see.
That's a good point. But I mean, what's on the other side of the island though?
Fishing
The
village.
fishing village.
Fishing village, but other than that,
There's probably some more forest and hills and
Were
probably
we
another
given a
small-
map of the island?
No, you weren't. You weren't able to find a map.
Couple of things. One, if we send the boat around, the village is going to see the boat.
That's true.
Assuming there's anybody still there.
Assuming there's anyone there, the village is going to see the boat.
But
The
let's always
village-
assume there's
That kind of tips our hat a little. I mean, we're not hiding from the villagers necessarily, but I feel like,
but we bring blankets.
and
Well, but, okay,
Smallpox.
so the thistle spire. So
Yeah, I didn't think they wanted us to evict the villagers.
They weren't looking for the evictive village.
No, I'm not saying we want
No.
to evict the village. I just want to see them before they see us.
But yeah, we
But
want blankets.
okay, let's put this theory forward. What if the marshes didn't take this village has gotten laid off because the marshes are
All right.
gone?
So the boat won't scout. We'll start at the watchtowers and work it.
I think so.
Everybody can agree on that?
Yep.
Action chosen.
Okay, so the boat, again under oar, the headwind really is just keeping them from being under sail. They you come up to the dock. The dock is a very very nice dock. It's a little, it's you can tell in its heyday it was very nice. Could accommodate a few long ships, and this is not like your little. This is like 150 people could comfortably be on this long ship, not counting the crew. So this is like you're going to go build a colony long ship, or you're hauling major cargo long ships. These are not 12, 14, 20 people things. These are also maybe even the bigger pleasure craft could have been accommodated in these docks. However, disrepair. Yes, even a pinnace. A pinnace could. Probably 2 or 3 pinnaces could be accommodated on these docks
Never going to let you live that down.
at once. It's a pretty good sized dock. That's all I'm saying.
That's a whole different kind of game.
I think I missed it. What's the captain's name?
Never gave him a name.
Yeah, no, you didn't miss it.
Okay. I wasn't-
Stubing.
I was expecting silver, but okay.
Captain
Harlock.
I'm gonna call you Stewie.
I prefer you didn't.
I'm gonna call you Stewie.
Captain
You
Stewie.
can't win with her. She just
Captain
accepted.
Stewie.
Okay, that's better. So you guys pull up to the dock, and definitely it's like I said, probably really nice. Like the end posts have like ornate. Unfortunately, it's like ornate decoration that represent like the Marsh family crest. It's all nice carved wood, which it's, again I said disrepair. So as they pull up, the captain and his mate are like, watch those first steps onto the dock. You're probably going to see that board right there. Probably going to want to avoid that one. It looks like the slightest pressure, and you will.
Jay, we want to check this board just slightly. No. I'm just kidding. Just don't do it.
Okay. Snarling Blossom. Correct?
Lotus.
Snarling Lotus. You have been on the island for about a day now. You came in your own little canoe. You on your quest, you have somehow this island was identified by an informant that there's a possibility that there were artifacts within a manor on the island that maybe might be what you were looking for, but he was real sketchy. And really kind of like, he also tried to sell you he tried to upsell you on a canoe, but it was like, so you've been here for about a day, and as you've kind of set up a little camp, you're probably a mile or two from the dock. You see this long ship. Yeah, it's doesn't have sails out, but it is flying a flag, and when you see it, it's a green field with a spire that has 4 thistle heads coming off it. It's pretty clear to see, which doesn't match any of the because you came in, you saw the dock. You don't the Marsh families was like was blue field with a was blue and green with a looked like a black palm tree, like a palmetto palm,
Okay.
short squat little thing.
Alright.
but the color, like the paint has worn off the dock stuff. So yeah, it doesn't match. But so you have been kind of sitting there. So you watch as several folks get off the boat.
I'm just thinking for a moment.
They don't seem to have noticed you.
I kind of keep back and try to keep hidden for at least a little bit to see what they do.
Okay, give me a stealth check, please.
An 11.
Okay. So, as you guys get off the boat and kind of start unloading your gear, who has passive perceptions above 11 or above, I should say?
You do.
Where's that at?
Not me.
Where's that at? Nothing's in blue.
The halfling rogue doesn't?
Just me. Yeah, that's 13. Raise your hand.
Mine's 13.
Okay, so the four of
Distracted easily.
you, as you're standing there on the docks and kind of scanning around, there's the towers right there, and then you kind of notice there's looks in the distance like someone's set up a camp or something. You can see movement, but
You guys see that over there?
The camp?
Trees. What?
Over there.
Yeah, I see it.
Over there.
What? Where?
Down.
What?
I'm
Down.
thinking there's enough
Tip
time
of my
left.
finger.
Oh.
There you go.
Right there.
There, yes.
That's the tip of your finger.
But if you follow the tip of my finger,
Follow it. It goes that way.
there's a camp.
Okay, I say we just send her down there.
I see
and
it.
if nothing stabs her or does it? It's
No,
harmless.
no, against all odds, I kind of like her.
I know, she grows
But
on
I
me.
think there's enough time in the day
Feels like
for
one.
us to kind of scope this out
Okay.
and still get to the watchtower to set up
Oh,
camp.
the watchtower is like at the base of the docks. They're
That's why I figured to make
like
a good
they're
camp.
at
Okay,
the,
it's for us to throw our stuff here
Okay.
and then go scope that out.
okay.
I could go Heidi.
You're gonna go Heidi.
I could go Heidi and see.
So you're gonna go stealth over there to sneak up on.
I could go Heidi and see what it is.
Okay. So I want you to give me a stealth check.
Stealthy, 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 stealthy. Don't I get advantage on that?
No.
19 plus 5?
So 24.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume your passive perception is under a 24.
Yes, yes it is.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Even mine is under 24.
Okay. So you
Mine is half 24.
So,
So's mine.
okay. So you go sneaking off.
Guys, where did Jade go?
Who's Jade?
She's that little half being like she was trying to braid your hair.
I'm sure
So
if she pokes anything, we'll hear it.
you go sneaking off, and you know, hiding behind little rocks and whatnot. You're able to get close enough that you see
Oh, good for
you
her.
see the camp. Please describe
Bonus 13.
Snarling Lotus. Give the physical description.
He's about 5'2". His ears are kind of, well, of course he's a tabaxi, but he's kind of small for a tabaxi. I'm sorry.
Are tabaxi the feline class or the?
Yeah.
Yes, feline.
Yeah, okay.
What color are you?
Like a tawny brown with some speckles. Like my ears are black tipped. Hi, cat.
Speaking of tabaxi.
I'm
No,
wearing
you
a
can't DM.
blue coat
No, you can't step on.
and brown pants and boots. And that's really
Hey.
Continue. continue with your description.
Just continue.
Okay. Sorry. He has kind of longish hair, like on the head.
Okay. So that's what you see.
Okay. Jade immediately blows her cover. From behind a little rock, you hear, "Ooh, kitty!"
Right.
What
so,
the fuck?
Sounds like Jay Johnson.
Mind you, they're like a mile off, so you might have heard the squeal. But
You
so
possibly hear him falling
might have
through
heard
the
that
bush.
I didn't see where she went.
Did you?
She didn't announce her
Other than
intention.
the squeal, did you come out from wherever you were hiding,
We'll
or?
be walking towards there.
Yeah, it was.
I was dropping my stuff
okay,
off
so,
at the watchtower.
So Jade is a little halfling rogue.
Give her a description.
She's in kind of very, basic flowy clothes, and she's got curly brown hair, and she's just a tiny little thing, no armor, nothing like that. She kind of looks like that. Okay, green hair, that kind of stuff, and she just pops out from behind a rock, and he's, "Ooh, kitty, hi."
Okay.
You probably see Lotus fall through a bush as he's squealing.
Peeks over the bush. Are you okay?
Considering I didn't land on my tail wrong, I believe so.
Cool. Hi.
Hi,
Who are you?
Lotus.
I'm Jade. Nice to meet you. Want to meet my friends?
Are they going to stab me?
I'm gonna say probably not. I will tell them not to.
Okay, I have no intention of
I have
fighting
hammer,
them,
so-
so hopefully no.
I can't
Okay.
stab her.
So we stop
Okay.
there with you guys. The group at the guard towers, as you're kind of looking in and finding places to store stuff, sitting out at in the left guard tower at the desk is the logbook.
Really found that already?
Yeah, sure. We'll take a look at the logbook.
So the logbook, it's several years worth of logs. Apparently, not many folks came to the island. As you flip through, the last one with a entry on it is marked a date about 4 years ago.
It's around the time that they said they sent the guards down.
The last visitors
believe.
logged are the King's Men, and in the script of whoever wrote it was Kingsmen bearing the warrant to arrest and remove the Marsh family and their staff from the house.
Wow, the rest of the staff too.
Well, I mean, supposedly.
Arrested.
They never brought
Supposedly.
back.
Well, some of the staff did come back, supposedly. The family did.
Okay, so in the island, you guys find the logbook, or in the tower, you find the logbook, basically saying the last
With the
folks.
4-year-old entry that the last folks here were the King's Men
Yep.
with
Well-
their warrants.
Yep.
The
Is
last
there
people to
any
log
register
in.
of them checking out?
You notice actually there was never logs of when people left. It was just logs of who arrived.
Okay.
Except for this big
So there
bloody
isn't, but it's
spot.
not abnormal.
No. For the most part, then the guard's tower is pretty bereft of anything. There's
So is it stone or wood?
it's wood.
Okay.
Actually, it has a the base is stone, and then it's a wood structure from top of it. There's a narrow ladder that goes up probably about 20 feet up to what is the beacon area. There's a large metal cauldron. Looking at the cauldron, it had definitely been a while since anything's been burned in here. There's some charcoal, some charred remains of logs in there, but it definitely, when you go to light the fire, you're going to need to get some fresh, get some new wood, because this stuff not going to.
I think we should probably make that a first priority so that we can light the beacon when needed and not 30 minutes after needed.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
So
did any of the ship's crew
wait.
get off with us?
No.
Where's Jade?
I don't know.
That's not good.
Not good at all.
You're up in the tower, or who's up in the tower?
We're still on the ground deciding what we're doing.
Okay, so who went
Well,
up?
no,
I mean,
because
who went up into the beacon room?
at the least I went up there because
Okay.
I was checking out
Oh.
All right.
the beacon.
Give me a
and seeing-
perception check.
+20 +2, 22.
Awesome.
Yeah. So as you're looking, you kind of look to like the northeast, and you see very small shape of obviously jade, and a somewhat larger but thin shape next to her, and they appear to be coming back this way.
Jade's skipping.
No, so it's fine.
What are we
Hey
doing?
guys, Jade's coming back with company. It looks relatively peaceful.
Yeah,
Fine fire or what?
Yeah,
What?
Jade's like I said, she's skipping. Doesn't seem to be running or No. Start the plane. Start the plane.
Shock, start the plane.
What if we told her about bringing strays home?
She's skipping and like talking the entire time she's dragging you down to her friend.
Oh my god, is she actually bringing a stray home?
You're gonna love my friends. My
think they're
friends are
close
really
enough for us
cool.
to see
I'm sure
it.
they'll like you. I don't know why you're here, but I think they're gonna like you anyway because you're here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm curious. I'm gonna start walking towards them.
Okay. So
Get firewood.
okay. So
Working on it.
Give me a description of Lilith so that they know what they are seeing.
Oh, okay.
I wrote this down. So. Or Michelle wrote this down.
It was written down.
Where's it written down at? She's a human female with flowing red hair, like curly,
So describe her. You describe her.
wearing a white cleric's tunic under scale mail, with a skull and crossbones shield on her back, carrying a big silver warhammer.
Not threatening at all.
Discrimination.
It's okay. That's my friend Lilith. Lilith is really nice. Lilith looks scary, but she's not really scary. She's actually really nice, unless you piss her off. Don't piss her off.
Oh,
You
she has a
never
large
want to piss
scar
off
down the
Lilith.
side of her face.
I'll take the walking after Lilith.
Okay. Then give a physical description of what Thorn looks like.
Thorn has on black armor, black leather armor, with a black cloak with a large hood. She has dark, like metallic hair, black hair with charcoal, like chunks of metallic in it. She has pitch black eyes, and she has a mark you can just barely see, just up where her thing is, and there's like black like lines under her skin coming from it up into her neck.
Okay.
Not scary at all.
So you're coming behind Lilith?
I'm coming behind them.
And that's my friend Thorn. Thorn's really nice too. Thorn's even scarier than Lilith. We're all kind of scary, really. Am I scary?
No, not at all.
Awesome. I want to be scary. Can you teach me to be scary? What's your name again?
Lotus.
Okay. Hi, guys.
You can't keep it.
I'm not an it.
It is a sentient being after all, until we make it not so.
You guys are so rude.
Sorry.
I'm just using our,
Sorry. I'm Lilith.
Definitely not getting firewood.
Okay. So Denna, what are you doing now? The
Choking to death,
Choking.
apparently.
Not a thing, but did anybody buy an axe?
a hatchet.
Bam.
There.
Bam.
Denna's got the hatchet.
The courtier is carrying a hatchet.
Who else would carry it?
I guess for when you have to, pull the axe out of somebody's back.
Please tell me that it's strapped to your thigh.
Yeah, it's in my pack. I keep a knife
And a
strapped to
hatchet
my
holster.
thigh.
Okay.
Okay, so Denna, what are you doing while Chase is up in the beacon area? Lilith and Thorn have abandoned you to go see what.
I'll go find some wood.
Okay, so you go kind of perpendicular to the way Lilith
Finally,
and
the
Thorn.
hero we need.
Yeah, not too far from the
Just trying to find some dry twigs
Yeah.
and log.
Yeah, you find
nothing too big.
Yeah, you find, especially as winter is approaching quickly, almost here,
The
really.
season after fall
Yes,
approaches.
pre-spring, as we like to call it.
That would be the appropriate Floridian description.
Pre-spring.
Is that like pre-com?
Less sticky.
Pre-spring is fall though.
No, pre-spring is
It's winter.
winter.
There's no winter in Florida.
Well, that's true.
Look, there was a
Those
winter
are the
this year.
days that
There's
people
the 3 cold
take
days.
out those scarves and those
We had like 2
jackets
weeks.
and-
Yeah, we had like 2 solid weeks of below
Look,
70.
according to the pool, it's been cold for like 3 months,
Below
okay?
70. Oh my god.
That is winter in
By the way,
Florida.
it rocks living in Florida.
Thank you.
You don't know what a real winter is.
I do.
I
live in
do.
Chicago.
You merely
Michigan.
adopted the cold.
Yeah.
I was in Missouri for some of those weeks.
By
Of
the time
cold.
I'd felt warm weather, I was already a man.
Born into it.
So,
So, are we getting close enough yet to the rest of them?
oh yeah, you guys
We've
are,
met up at
Yeah,
this
you've met
point?
up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm doing Denna.
Right.
So Denna, you, I'm not doing Denna.
Bomb
that's-
chicka bow.
So-
And we're all going to hell.
So Denna, you like I said, since winter is basically here, you find there's a lot of dead wood, and you can tell like nobody's been like wardening this area, so there's a lot of like brush. You're pretty.
Yeah, as I go on, I'll note to see if there's any old paths and stuff like that. Really kind of scout while I'm getting the wood.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. 11.
Any modifier on that, or is
No,
that
that's with the modifier.
okay.
And that's with Bardic.
So as you look around, you did level up your character, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
I got Jack of all trades.
Ah, yes.
Made me a +1 to that investigation.
So as you look around, you notice you kind of get an outline of what may be a path, but honestly, it's hard to tell because in the 4
Overgrown.
years it's overgrown. Nature has found a way to retake over the whatever.
One of the
cart
rangers
path.
out here to look for it later.
Yeah, there's no rangers, no wardens have been clearing it. You're kind of actually surprised with the some of the dead foliage around. Some of the trees are dead and fallen over. That there hasn't been there's no evidence that there's any forest fires or anything. So you're pretty impressed that hasn't happened. But then
Is there a
We haven't
place
been
outside
there
to
yet.
store wood? Like
at the towers. Oh yeah. There's definitely there's big bins behind both towers where wood would have been stored. In fact, it looks like there's still some wood there, but it's rotted out and termite ridden and.
I'll spend the time to clear that out as well, and
Okay.
use the prestidigitation to make it real nice and clean.
So Denna is cleaning up the wood pile and the wood bins and then refilling them with the wood she's able to cover. So Chase, are you coming down to because you can see
They're approaching. Anything else appear to be happening in the distance? I'm going to take my moment with the vertical access to just kind of scout the
Give me
island.
another perception check.
I lost the island.
He poked himself
a
right in
3.
the eye.
Ooh, look, a butterfly.
That's a 3.
So you see a manatee, but you think it might be a mermaid, and you want to go run off with it.
I'm gonna climb out of the tower.
That's no mermaid. That's a ghost pirate.
No, as you're looking around, it's like you're looking
your
around
friend
and you're
okay
like,
up there?
for a moment you get a little disoriented up there, like, okay, which way's the house?
Like,
supposed
I
to be?
actually get a moment of just complete and utter vertigo, and I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't be up here right now.
Okay.
North, south,
Which is weird, because I'm an air genasi.
Yeah.
That don't mean you can fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lotus, Jade, Lilith, Thorn, you guys are now like, within comfortable talking distance, not having to shout, and doesn't mean that Jade won't, just you don't have to.
Who's he?
Can I pet your kitty?
I believe you should ask me first.
Guys, I found it. It's Lotus. Can we keep it?
No.
I'm a he. I am sentient. I'm not an it.
Can we keep him?
No.
So this is Lotus, and that's Thorn, and that's Lilith, and we're friends. I don't know why you're here. Why are you here?
I'm here because a contact of mine told me I could find something. There's a possibility of something I'm looking for could be
What
on
are
this
you
island.
looking for?
Honestly, you could fucking guess. It's a long story.
Well, somebody
kinda
sent you
rude,
here,
kitty.
obviously, for something. What are you here for? And I would answer because
Look,
we all have weapons.
Thorn, be nice.
Okay.
we also have this paper from the guy that owns this island.
Oh, I
that-
didn't know anyone owned it.
Says that we can question and determine whether we need to remove anyone from said island.
That would be
So-
kill you and skin you. Make you a rock.
Okay.
Yes, Jason.
All right.
What are the odds that I have arrived to defuse the situation?
Give a second or two.
All right.
Look. We
Guys,
should
Can I
all
told
calm
her
for
you
a
were
second.
Nice.
Okay, I'll be nice.
and we can start
I'm
over.
not gonna kill you.
All right. I'm here because I'm looking for something that my tribe stole in ancient times, except none of us have a record of what it was. So I genuinely don't even know what I'm looking for. I just heard that there's old shit here, and maybe I'd find a clue. I don't know.
Okay, well, set old
So
shit
I
is
got
off.
here about a day ago. I didn't know anyone owned the island. I don't want trouble. I have a camp. But I have firewood. Does anyone need firewood? I'll donate firewood. I don't want trouble. I just fucking... God damn it, Dominic. Fucking you and your canoe selling ass. Fucking god damn it.
I think that you should get your firewood and come back with us.
Okay.
And you could sleep in a nice little whatever that fuck the thing is back there.
Who's Dominic?
Yeah,
The guy who told me I could find something here and then tried to sell me a canoe.
you did find something. You found.
Did you buy a
finds.
canoe?
No. I did not buy a canoe. I
What'd you-
made a canoe.
I like canoes. Can I see your canoe? Where's your canoe?
Okay, let's get her firewood and bring her back so we can keep an eye on
We
her.
can't burn the canoe, Thorn.
We won't burn the canoe.
Promise?
I promise.
Okay.
We'll just sink it.
No, we
It
Thorn!
already saying
I've changed my mind. I don't want to arrive here.
The canoe already
He is now
sank.
trying to find a way to light the beacon fire to come get picked up.
No, like, I start to walk up, and basically, what Chase looks like is 2 or 3 generations ago, an Air Genasi fucked Sam Elliott, and the grandson
That was
looks
pretty.
like a blue tinted Chris Pratt.
It's
okay.
kind of hot.
Guardians, not Parks and Rec.
Alright.
Oh, I see.
Complete with the weird sideburns
Okay.
that are like sapphire blue.
That's actually really cool.
It's like
you were
If
like
Yondu really
Hondo's,
was your dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yondu was your dad.
That's another way of putting it. But I
Very
just kind of
poppins.
like the idea of Sam Elliott laying there getting reverse cowgirled by an air genasi,
Okay,
That's actually really
looking
hot too.
stoic as shit.
that's just a sweet
With that,
image.
with that mustache.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the way you
That
do
was
it.
sweet, sweet love.
That's why you're the
Yeah.
Ghost Rider.
I found your ghost pirates.
It was your granddad.
It's all coming together. It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's all connected.
Oh God.
Okay.
Don't sue us.
But you could sponsor us and send us free swag. That would be cool.
and make a comic book about the group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
see?
We need a comic book.
Okay.
Get the writers of Deadpool.
Yeah, we are definitely not kid friendly. No.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the Marvel.
So yeah. I don't know if I want to be in this conversation anymore, but who's the new guy?
Hi, I'm Lotus.
Lotus
Hi.
Blossom.
She is our provider of firewood for the night.
Are you gonna kill us?
I have no intention of it.
Are
I'm
you gonna
pretty
help us?
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of you could kick my ass anyway. So
Ah,
She's
I don't know about that. I've seen them fight. Welcome aboard.
Tim, I
Don't-
am a male.
Look, Orion is making camp. We're not letting
Yes,
him
don't-
touch sharp objects. And don't touch
Don't
him.
hit Orion. You'll probably kill him.
So off in the distance, there is a young man, decked in armor, wearing a helmet.
sweating his balls off.
With a giant dent in it.
Yeah, the helmet is a little dented.
Not as much as it was though. We hammered a decent.
Yeah,
amount.
no, you did work it out. You did work it.
To
He
get it
seems
off
to
his
be
head.
setting up camp and stuff. He's not saying a whole lot, which is unusual because normally he'd be talking off your ears about, you know, the benefits of worshiping Adar and turning in anybody you might know who worshipped Vixtus.
He's definitely not in a cult.
More than likely not in a cult.
And somewhere right nearby, Spike is probably lounging against a tree,
Not sure
somehow
how he actually,
eating an apple.
not sure how he got here. Just like he was like, I didn't want to go on this trip. I don't want to do this.
He drank some milk and woke up on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently he followed behind you guys because originally he wasn't going, and now he's here. But he's really just kind of,
I have that effect on people.
yeah. Well, the whole having each other's back and stuff. So you know, it's kind of like he originally. Then he was like, oh, God, the guy's gonna get himself killed. Better go. So that's the group that you have wandered upon.
Hi.
Feels like home.
Well, you have a funny home.
You don't know the half of it.
Yeah. Certainly don't know half of it.
So are you gonna stay with us?
I don't see a reason not to at this moment.
We make friends really.
You're not paying attention.
Yeah, you're not leaving.
But either way, you're welcome.
Okay, so you guys are going to set up camp. Going to explore the other tower?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
I'm gonna use my wanderer thing to find fresh water.
Okay. Probably about maybe 10 minutes walk into the woods. You find a pond that seems like you don't see a stream going to it. So you would assume that the water is from a spring of some sort.
So as we're all having this conversation, Jade just kind of looks up and goes, "I'm thirsty," and off she goes.
Should someone go after her?
Nope, she does it all the time.
Honestly, I'm afraid to. The last time she ran off, she found you.
I take out my flask and take a drink. So
She'll be
nope,
fine.
I'm alright.
Fair enough.
Let's check out the other tower.
Okay. So the other tower kind of resembles this one, although there's no logbook. There's a desk in it though, and someone has been writing on it. You know, Palthar is a knob.
Someone was bored at work.
why do they call this Marsh Island? The inside of the walls, though, it's pretty much like the other tower. It's pretty empty. It looks like if there was, there's like pegs for like cloaks and whatnot, and places where weapons should have been stored,
and that's all been taken.
Yeah, a couple cots and whatever in a corner, but they are
rotted through.
Yeah, they're pretty well, You wouldn't want to. Maybe Jay could sleep on it without falling through, but everyone else is going to have a rough night's sleep on the floor.
Well, we got sleep rolls, so.
Yeah. No, if you're trying to sleep on the.
Yeah. Okay. And actually, a couple of people got hammocks. I'm starting to think that they were actually the smart ones, which really disturbs me.
I don't think I got a hammock.
I only did one done.
No, to my knowledge, the only hammocks were Thorn and Jade.
Well, I'm going to set about the cleaning this tower to set up where I'm going to sleep. Throwing out the termite-infested bed.
Anybody good with setting traps? Because we might want to set at least some warning things around the perimeter.
I could do so.
Awesome. Helpful already. I like it.
Okay.
Jade, as you are off in the woods finding your source of water,
yes.
You kind of looking around, as you're filling up water, and you notice from one of the trees, probably about 100 feet from you, about 20, 30 feet from one of the branches, so 20, 30 feet above the ground, are two probably 5.5 foot, look like cocoons hanging.
Ooh. Sneak.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Look, this is out of character, but I feel like we just need to house rule it right now and say that she's not a normal halfling, she's a Kender. Because Kenders are the ones that don't feel fear.
She's got a little Kender blood in her. I would agree with that. Do I get advantage on this?
No.
Damn it.
How would you get advantage?
Because they're pods.
So like 2 generations ago, a Kender fucked Sean Bean, or Sean Astin rather, and here you are?
Yes.
So Tasselhoff Barefoot managed to make it through a portal. The halfling village went, my people! Maybe.
17.
Yeah, you are, like the squirrels have lost track of you. Like you disturb one, like, whoa! Starts trying to hide its nut.
You're the tiny chittering squirrel version of what the fuck, man?
Exactly. And then dashes up the tree.
So I'm getting as close as I can, as quietly as I can, to get a good look at these.
Yeah, they're definitely probably about small human-sized cocoons hanging, wrapped pretty tightly. I guess that they're hanging from a tree branch about 20, 30 feet up in the air.
Okay. I'm not going to disturb them. Just going to get a good look, and then.
Give me a perception check. Actually, investigation.
Went from sure to okay.
16.
As you're looking, you notice kind of at the one closest to you, you can see like a almost skeletal hand, kind of like just barely covered in the silk.
Run. Run. Back to camp. Guys. There's a thing in the woods and it's got a hand and it's creepy and there's a pods and you have to see it. Please come to chase.
Breathe.
Hold on.
Breathe.
Calm.
Are you sure that it wasn't just a weasel? You remember the last time you saw a weasel?
No, it wasn't a weasel. I promise it wasn't a weasel. It was a lot bigger than a weasel. It was a big
caterpillar?
It wasn't. No, it was a caterpillar. It was big. It was like people sized and it had a hand. And you gotta, Thorn, you gotta come see it. It's really cool.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go scope this out.
Okay, so who all is going to go scope out the pod?
The thing that we haven't even had fully described to us yet.
Yeah.
It has a hand. We know that
Yeah.
much.
Grab hands. Pull,
Jen, are
pull,
you
pull,
coming
pull,
with
pull,
us?
pull.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the whole group. Orion's like, I'll stay here. Finish setting up the camp. Spike's like,
Literally doesn't move.
Spike gives them a single finger salute.
Like the two guys who always have my back are just like,
No.
fuck it.
Orion doesn't have your back. Orion's trying to convert you.
Orion has stood by me in battle and can be trusted
That's one of
completely.
their lines.
Oh, that's your. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But Orion's really focused though on converting you.
Apparently not. He's focused on setting up camp.
We want to show you the bounty of Adar.
Ew.
So, you lead them back to.
If he sets me up a waterbed, I'm not getting on it.
He'd probably
Wait,
drown.
is that how he plans on converting me? Is just by seducing me?
I don't know, guys.
Yeah, that's big in his
You have to
religion.
ask. You have to ask Pete that.
No, because his whole thing is choose life.
It is,
Chase?
but
That's not the kind of breeding that can happen.
But he's a, he's a,
Chase?
never know.
he's very young.
You realize
you
a
know?
waterbed would probably drown him.
It's like, I made you a waterbed. And it critted me.
Love you, Pete. Love you.
So a little ways off from
Teach you not to come.
from us getting to the pods, I stop
Uh-huh.
really quick, like stop them all. Like,
I'm sorry, Mark.
stop,
Oh, you mean a tank.
Okay.
Very quiet.
I'm going to go ahead and string my bow.
So you're going to make a stealthy approach.
Stealthy approach.
Okay. Everybody. Is anybody else going to make a stealthy approach?
I'm gonna
Yes.
try to make a stealthy
Okay.
approach.
So give me stealth checks. Anybody in, I believe, heavy armor has
I'm in-
disadvantage.
Okay, so I have to roll
Jesus.
2, right? But
Roll 2, take the lowest.
scale's heavy, or is that
Yeah,
medium?
scales heavy.
Is that 10?
Yes.
Okay. So, 13.
11.
Wow.
Yeah, I rolled really low this time.
I was sneakier than the halfling.
18.
Okay.
I got the hiccups
Just
because I
so
was
you know.
nervous.
5 plus 9 is 14.
You can 20 more.
Oh no, it's a 1. So it's a 3.
I got 18.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I am actually picturing Kronk.
Sneak!
More it's like, am I being quiet? This is quiet, right? As like the scale mail is just shh, shh. This is quiet, right?
No.
I got a 14.
Yeah. So some of you are quieter than others, but
It didn't work.
yeah.
I'm going to be honest. The second Lila starts trying to sneak,
Yeah.
I'm going to stop trying to sneak.
Done that shit.
Oh, fuck it.
I take out my flask and take a drink of this shit.
Look,
Put it back. And
if I
take
didn't
my-
have disadvantage,
take my weapon back.
I'd have been good.
If you hadn't had disadvantage, it would have just been the 3.
It's a possibility.
You
That's kinda
would have
mean.
done it
That's
maybe
kinda
into the
mean.
3.
Aww.
It's truthful, but it's mean.
Just
Okay,
remember, he
wait.
would have drowned.
Aww, you made
Look,
2.
they're so pretty.
They weren't
They're
so
max
good.
set. Did we get that 2 for 1?
Yeah.
That
2
hurt.
more.
I'm
Like with the one you rolled on your die.
kind of just
Okay, so you
bushes.
guys getting close, and you do
Sneaking.
see, hanging from a tree branch, some 20 feet up in the, are 2 about 5.5 foot long cocoon pods. For
Did,
People
did they appear to
cocoons.
be hanging from like one singular strand?
Oh no,
each?
it's like a big, like it's a clump of like, but they're hanging. So
Okay.
Are there a lot of other webs around?
Give me a perception check.
I would too like to.
Okay.
Me 3.
No, I got 2.
18.
20 plus 2, 22.
2 fucking 20s in a night.
I
As
know,
you guys-
and a 1.
As you guys look around,
I'm all or nothing.
You are all or
as you look
nothing.
around, you realize you don't really notice any other large webs around. Just those 2. Just those 2 forms hanging from that branch. It really is. I mean, there's like normal spidery webs, like, but nothing.
Right, but nothing like fuck all.
Yeah, nothing like. Oh, that's okay.
Eight-legged freaks.
Yeah.
Do we want to try to cut them down? I mean, they're probably dead, but there might be loot in them.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Are we talking cocoon like caterpillar to butterfly, or are we talking like cocoon like spider killed something and wrapped it up?
It's a
Spider
great
killed
question.
something.
Okay, I
Or
was
are we
thinking more
talking
butterfly.
That, you know,
So
killer
okay.
clowns from outer space.
Also a little bit of that, but not cotton candy.
Candy. Okay.
Yes.
This is we cannot eat this.
I have no intention of
That
eating
was
it.
never a thought that crossed my mind.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
Not in the top 5 list of things we're gonna do. I bet that's tasty.
See, I told you guys. But think about it. If something made that, and that's really big, and the something
you
that
drug
made that
us out.
is probably really big, and yeah.
Yeah, but seriously, my question: are we gonna cut them down?
Yeah. Let's loot.
Yeah, let's cut them
And
down.
get the hell out of here, because you drug us out here with something really big that made that. Thank you.
Well, it's better we know about it than we
Jade,
don't
Jade.
know about it.
Lotus is right. It's better that we know
Yes,
about
it's
it.
better we know.
You done good.
Thank you. I found water, by the way.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Even better.
Very
Yeah, right in
better.
front of you is a pond that is apparently
Yes,
to be
right
sprinkled.
in front of the
Pond.
giant spider trap. There's a pond.
Well,
Spiders
Bait.
need water too.
All right. So, how do we want to go about cutting them down? Because I mean, I could start launching
20 feet
arrows,
up.
but that's gonna take a while,
Oh.
and probably
Kitty girl,
most
can
of
you
my
climb
arrows.
the tree?
Boy.
Boy.
I'm sorry.
I can try.
Yeah, you're gonna try to climb the tree?
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check.
I'm gonna keep my bow at the ready, just in case
Please
all
don't
this
shoot me.
movement.
Taking out my
I'm not gonna
dart.
shoot you, but just
Blow
in
dart.
case all the movement.
Yeah, I try to climb and
What'd
the
you roll?
branch breaks and I
Ooh.
fall.
What'd you do?
I crit 1.
Okay, so it's
What's
not you
what's
fall.
your plus to athletics?
1.
Okay, so yeah, you go to start to grab the trunk and listen. You're not really, built for climbing.
Yes, I am. That's actually a feature of my race.
Do you have
Today.
do you have advantage?
Yes.
Oh, then
roll
roll
second
second.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah, when you roll with advantage, roll 2 dice,
Yeah,
and then you
climbing
take the
is
better
good.
roll.
You have advantage on
8
climbing.
plus 1 is 9.
It's still not an easy climb. This is a type of tree you're not particularly familiar with. So
Maybe
you
the bark's a little rotty.
yeah you're
Please.
kind of get a little bit up, but you could still keep attempting to climb, but you didn't fall. You just kind of
Okay.
didn't really make much progress. You're kind of
I'm gonna show her how a sailor climbs.
oh boy.
A knife from somebody. This
I got
anybody?
a dagger.
I don't
Yeah,
have
here.
one. You know
I
what?
just because I don't have one.
I don't need a
Here,
dagger.
you have a dagger.
Isn't
I
there a
hand
dagger
Lilith
in
a dagger.
the basic adventurer kit?
No.
Oh.
I hand Lilith a dagger.
Well, in that case, I actually don't have a dagger.
22.
Lilith in armor is like, yeah, that's not too much bigger than a mass. So she's just up the tree.
Go, Lilith,
Okay.
go.
It takes you a couple minutes to get up get up to that level of the branch. Do a little shimmy out onto the branch. The branch, however, kind of
Yeah.
you are in armor after all. It gives a little, but not like not a lot. So you're able to get out and cut down the 2 cocoons.
Look out below.
You step back, like way back.
Yeah.
I pull Jade back.
The cocoons fall and hit the ground.
Do they smoosh?
No, they're kind of
Do they thunk?
they thunk more than smoosh.
Okay.
You know, the silk kind of gives a little bit of a cushion, but it definitely, whatever's in there is not moist. It's
Well,
no,
these have been dead for a while.
Let's cut them open and see what they have.
Okay.
okay. Who's cutting open?
Hiding.
You're hiding.
Hiding.
Do you have to roll to climb down the tree?
No, we'll say you can get down the tree.
Okay.
I'll cut.
Because that's what I would fucking hit a one.
I can make you roll to climb down.
I cut. I pull out my other dagger and I kind of start
So you-
carefully slicing open.
So, Lotus here is, showing as he cuts, definitely showing that he has some sort of training, some sort of skills in, not just tearing it open, but definitely like removing, cutting like one layer, then cutting another layer, and kind of peeling it back and looking. Definitely giving a very
Worst
thorough
ever.
opening.
Ooh, you're really good at that.
When you finally get to the center, there is the desiccated form of some sort of humanoid.
Not the worst looking corpse I've seen.
Is it humanoid or is it a human?
It's hard to tell at this point because it's kind of had all the fluids drained out of it.
The mummified fish?
Kinda.
Okay.
Nothing's been put in to preserve it, but the skin is very thin and brittle.
How tall are you?
5'2".
You said that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna kind of peek over her shoulder.
Okay.
His shoulder.
Lotus, you can give a investigation check if you want to try to figure out, maybe get a better idea of, maybe what type of humanoid it is.
18 plus investigation. That's wrong one.
Second from the bottom.
3. I know. Just I was trying. It cuts off the number for me.
She's having trouble seeing.
Plus 3, so 21.
Okay, so as you look at this one, it looks like, from what you can tell, probably a half elf, maybe, because it has slightly curved ears, but not more pronounced, not like you've seen on some some elves. It's hard to really tell, but from the investigation, maybe a female. Yes.
Is any of the clothing intact?
Yeah, they definitely. Well, they have clothing on, but it's from. Don't know really how long it's been up there, but it's dry. They're dry rotted.
Anything from South?
So nothing identifiable, colors or a patch or anything like that.
You know what? You do. They are wearing a House of Marsh patch.
Okay.
Well,
Are their belt purses still intact?
I'm saying belt versus
yeah, I was
jewelry.
going to ask about loot.
Okay.
Because my character does not give a fuck.
No, I mean they have belt patches on, but apparently they were not carrying any loot. They have a small knife on them. From the look of this one, maybe they were like a house page or something. It's hard to tell.
I'm gonna pocket that small knife.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean down and cut the patch off.
Okay.
All right.
The rest, as you cut the badge, the badge is a really nice fabric. The rest of the cloth around it, as you're cutting it, is just tearing apart, just really. There's a second pod if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you cut into it. Give me another investigation check, please.
Yeah, I don't notice anything.
She lost the pod.
Okay, so you're cutting it open, and as far as you tell, it looks human. Second person want to do an investigation check.
A good one.
Second from the bottom.
15.
Jade is gonna sit down and just like look up.
Okay. Give me a perception check. So 15.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking. It's definitely human. Definitely male. Also kind of in the same kind of garb. Also carrying like a small knife. But and also wearing, has a patch for the House of Marsh. So.
Does the webbing seem organic?
Yeah. You
So it's
well,
not
give me
the
a
spell.
nature check. Or Arcana, whichever. They're both intelligence checks. So.
23, by the
This would be
way,
the one I don't have any.
on perception.
No wisdom checks.
You don't see. I mean, there's
I
like
think
you
it's
see birds
just a
fly
12.
over, but there's nothing that you can see above you.
Just kind of keeping watch.
Okay.
Like this is making her very nervous.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Hold on.
Yeah, I got a 12.
Are we doing Arcana or Nature?
Either one, it's a 12. Because I have 0 to it. So, nature check at 12.
Okay, Nature check. You're pretty sure this is some sort of. You've been around enough to know this. There are large spiders that could produce silk like
Okay.
this. You don't think it. This doesn't look like any web you've seen from say a web spell. This is.
Okay.
Especially the way when you're up there on the tree, like it was wrapped, but it wasn't wrapped like in a like if someone had like it was done purposely so that it was like the strongest wrap
Okay.
that.
So this is just forest. There's no like rocks or cavey like things around.
From around this is a pretty dense. Well, not so dense, but it's a forest that hasn't been tended in several years. You could tell that this used to be a more kind of controlled forest. So some of the trees are weirdly evenly spaced, and now they're like smaller trees that are kind of
Coming up between and at odd angles. And
that and some trees have fallen over that you're like normally this like somebody would have been tending this, and especially like there's like a couple logs into the water and stuff, so it's into the pond.
It's abandoned.
I suggest that
I'm
we
gonna
fill
take
up our
There's
water skins and get out of here.
Okay, so first of all, there's a reasonable chance that whatever spider did this isn't among the living anymore, because I don't know of any animal that captures 2 good-sized meals and then leaves them.
But already ate them.
They've been eaten.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Been drained.
They've been drained.
Ew.
Yeah, they're not.
Ew.
So there's no other pods in the trees anywhere?
No,
Nope.
just those 2.
Just those two.
Alright, let's,
And I
fill up our water
suggest that
skins and get back to camp.
and
I do
nobody
wanna
comes to
kinda-
get water alone.
Can we double check that this pond isn't stagnant? Because I hear bad things about stagnant water. Not to be paranoid.
Anybody? One person, give me a nature check.
Alright.
In
Wait a minute, you
in
had your
using my
outlander.
wanderer.
Right? Yeah, her outlander. She's living out in the woods. That's her deal. So she's
Okay,
like,
so you confirm it for me. I'm
Yes.
good then.
no, she's kind of points out, the water. Like there's no line around the edge of the pond where like the water should have like gone down. It's at the same thing. So she kind of points out, this is spring fed. This is good clean water to drink.
Okay, good enough for me.
As good as any sort of surface water like that is. Yeah.
I feel like mine.
But
Alright. Well, I think we get back to
oh,
setting up
by the
camp.
way, the water is really cold.
It's winter.
Really cold.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. You're surprised at this point, that it hasn't iced over, but it's really cold. It's colder than out of the refrigerator cold. That's all.
Ooh. I like cold water.
Like brain freeze cold.
Nom, nom, nom.
Okay, so you head back to camp. Orion kind of.
What? Are you not done yet?
No, it's set up.
Okay.
What was out there?
Giant spiders.
Ooh.
Well, they're leftovers.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Choose life.
Yeah. We're gonna want to set up some sort of guard watch just to be on the safe side, in case whatever was out there has been going hungry for a while and is now tempted.
Alright, so as you guys come back, you kind of
I'll take first watch.
as you look to the west, the sun is now heading below, and the wind is really picking up, and it's getting cold. So
Okay, on the way back, do we pick up my camp?
yeah, well that was sort of.
Okay.
So you guys pick up. So you bring back some of Lotus's, firewood. Somebody probably drags the canoe with them.
Yeah,
Jade.
I'm gonna bring some of the
She
when we
rides
get back
in
to the
it.
tower. I'm gonna bring some of the wood up to the beacon so that it's there and ready to go.
So left tower and right tower. Who is staying in the left tower?
I was cleaning up the second one we searched,
Okay.
which was the one that didn't have the logbook.
Right, so that's the right tower.
Yeah, and I'll go with the left tower
Okay.
where the logbook was.
Okay.
And
So
whoever wants to
Chase
join.
is in. Yeah. So people figure out which tower you want to. Be
Girls'
staying in.
tower, boys' tower.
Okay.
I mean, you guys are gonna be real cramped if you do it that way.
Well, I think we're about evenly split.
No.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Actually, no, wait, it's 4 and 4 because
Four.
Spike and Orion.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Spike and so everyone
Well, how far apart are the towers spaced?
they're about 25, 30 feet apart. They're on the actual land. Like I said, the dock juts out a pretty far distance. It comes in. Looks like they dug and put planking into the ground, like in this area, and kind of made sure that
Kind of up through the watchtower.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then after the watchtowers, it's grass. It's a little bit of like a grass area, and then the forest starts.
I am going to recommend that you guys also put some firewood up in the beacon on that one, just so that both sides are covered.
Okay.
And then,
Well, maybe we all want to stay in one watchtower.
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, or else we're gonna have to have two people up doing the watch and one
Okay.
each tower.
I'll be good.
well, I mean,
promise.
is there enough room for us in one tower?
You can probably all cram in. It's gonna be a tight fit, but then the body heat will probably be a good thing too.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
That's fine.
one or two people may have to sleep up in like the beacon area or whatever.
Yeah.
I
I'll
like Hammond.
Well, yeah, hammock too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can sleep up in the beacon area because I'll take like third watch or whatever.
Yeah, I'll take
So-
first watch.
Yeah, well, first watch is the easy one because you stay up a little bit later and then you get a full night's sleep.
Yeah, I know.
That's why he said he
Okay, so who is doing
Spent
the
my
first?
early years on a pirate ship. I know where the good watch is.
That was one he didn't.
You also know when to avoid your turn in the barrel.
But that was the watch she never got because she was low man on the totem pole.
I was the healer. They loved me.
I'll take first watch with Lilith.
Okay, so first watch is
beat me to it.
Lilith and Jade. Who is second watch?
I'll do second watch.
First of all, how many watches are we gonna do?
It's up to you guys.
Usually 3,
We
right?
do. Well, it depends. Do we want to do 2-hour increments, 3-hour increments? So if we do 2-hour increments, it's going to be closer to 4. But we could also just do
Two. But
2 4-hour increments.
yeah, because remember, everyone's going to be up until a certain point, and then 2 up, and then they get, and then by that time, sun should be coming up, and we should be getting back to business.
Yeah, but it just means that whoever's on watch is going to be a little short-handed on sleep.
I'll take second watch.
I say 3. I think 3
Okay,
is
3
better.
watches, second
Yeah.
watch, and I'll take third watch.
Third watch with Denna.
Yeah.
Okay. So second watch is Thorn and Lotus. Third watch is Chase and Death. Okay.
And somehow, through the magic of staying quiet, Orion and Spike get out of having a watch.
Spike leans over to Orion. See what happens when you don't say anything. All right. So first watch goes. Nothing really happens. The wind picks up for a little bit in the beginning and is howling against the tower. But near the end of the watch, the wind kind of all of a sudden dies down.
I listened to Jake tell me stories about Ghost Pirate, or to listen to Lilith tell me stories about Ghost Pirate.
They're everywhere. Creep up from the depths. Kill all your friends.
Okay. So your watch ends and second watch comes on. So for Lotus and Thorn, other than maybe having to tend a fire to keep you guys warm in the tower, it's again uneventful. So your watch ends and the third watch of Chase and Denna comes on. And it's, again, the wind starts, you can hear the wind pick up a little bit, but as your watch comes to an end, you see light coming from the east as the sun breaks the horizon. Oh my god, the whole planet's breaking apart!
Long as the foundations are firm.
No, this planet was built out of paper mache and taffy.
Worst craftsman ever.
What, do you think the gods had time to do good building?
Fair enough, I can't actually defend that.
Okay,
Alright.
so morning comes. Those of you who need to prepare
Spell
and
prep.
whatnot, your prep, your spells, I'm sure you're doing that.
Yep.
And breakfast is rations.
I have rehung my hammock as a swing, and I am swinging in my hammock.
Since I had the last watch, I am catnapping while the spellcasters do the things that the spellcasters need to do.
Everybody will have gained the benefit of a long rest.
Okay.
So spells reset, hit points are told by up, even though you guys didn't lose any hit points. Blah blah.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Did anyone remember to requisition coffee?
I believe we did.
I have alcohol. I'm good.
No,
I
but
don't
you have
see any coffee.
no, but you have a nice supply of tea because they're elves.
Tea. Tea.
I'm gonna go light the signal fire to get the boat back.
I was just gonna say the same thing, but you know what? No, it's fine. It's fine.
Chase would just be surly.
Just throw some dirt in the tea. I'm sure it's the same.
You'll just
Might
I'll
improve
heat it
the
up with
taste.
Imagination.
Couldn't make it worse.
Prestidigitation.
Yes, that.
That one. Yep. So, you guys got some tea brewing, some food going on. I mean, it's rations, so enjoy.
Like a granola
Alright.
bar.
So
Yep. So
I figure we should do a standard grid pattern. I don't know what that means. I heard somebody in the guard say it once, and it sounded smart.
Well, we're here to get to the house, so why don't we just go to the
Seems
house?
like
We can
a
go to the house. We know where the house
Yeah,
is.
but we're supposed to clear the island, not the house.
I'm thinking
I'm being.
if we get to the house and clear the house, it is far more comfortable than sleeping in this guard tower.
And the house is on a plateau, so we can see more.
Plateaus are the highest form of flattery.
That was flattering.
And we're back to braiding hair.
All right, we'll work our way to the house.
I don't want to sleep on the ground again.
You don't have to.
Packing up. You should have got a hammock, but nobody want to listen to me.
I'll help you think it over.
So I guess we're making our way to the house, Joe.
House.
This is
Okay.
an interesting morning.
Actually, this is one of the duller ones.
Oh, goody.
So you're looking for old stuff. So any old stuff we find, we can give to you.
No.
Hey.
No, we are not giving away stuff. We did not come to give away stuff.
Any
Sorry.
old stuff that's
We will
not
work
worth
something out if
anything.
we find the one unidentified thing that it turns out you need.
Okay, so here's how overland travel works. One person has to be the navigator.
Not it.
Yeah, right into the bank. Not happening again.
Does anyone have any navigators tools?
We're not letting you steer the boat.
We're on land this time.
Nope.
Yes.
Navigation is the survival skill.
Okay, I could do that.
Okay. So Chase will be our
Wait, hold on.
navigator. Yes, what are you doing?
I was just asking about navigator's tools because I have proficiency in them, but I don't get them as part of either of my things.
So you don't actually have
You know how to
navigator.
use them, but you
Okay.
don't have them.
Yes.
That's fine. If it's the survival skill, I can cover us.
Okay.
So I will be navigator.
Okay. Come over now. Somebody has to be kind of the on watch. So that's the
Perception.
perception.
That would
person.
be me.
Okay. So Lilith has the watch.
I'm in charge of snacks.
So there is actually a foraging,
Totally me.
duty,
Totally me.
which I think pretty much because you're an outlander, there's no risk of failure. It's just really how much you find and what you come back with.
Ooh, look, berries. Ooh, look, more berries.
So here's a question: how quickly do you plan on traveling to the house?
What's the approximate distance?
The island is 13 miles wide, so it's about 6-7 miles in the center of the island. Normal pace is 3 miles an hour. Fast pace is 4 miles, but there's a penalty to.
No,
paying
I'm
attention.
not worried about that. Given that we've already seen signs of possible dangerous wildlife on the island,
Mhm.
we're not going to go rushing into anything blindly. I think normal pace is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna run into
I
that.
mean, I don't really want to go slow pace because I would like to get there before noon. So I think, normal pace.
Oh, this is the wrong book.
What is foraging nature?
Yes. No. Hold on. Let me double check that.
Foraging is Outlander magic power. And a die on the floor.
Who dropped that?
It's a caltrop, too.
Yeah, I could tell it was a caltrop by the sound.
Yeah, they make very specific,
Very.
life-threatening
It
sounds.
was just like, it's going to kill you.
And
Is
you
that
thought
yours?
Legos were bad.
Yeah. Lego ain't got nothing on that.
What are they?
Especially
You're not
this
my
one feels
mom.
it's actually like sharp.
You should really dull that, Mark.
No, I'm good.
Wait, just
This is how I escape dangerous games.
I was thinking that's where you just sprinkle out about 20 of them in front of your door in case somebody tries to get in your house in the middle of the night.
Nah, I'm lonely enough that I'd welcome the company.
Walk out of your bedroom, there's a burglar in your house. Hi, want a drink?
I didn't say I'd go crazy. I'm not sharing my booze. Right?
He's saying he'd be Sam Elliott if, say, something dropped by his house. See? That a lot, yeah. Might not be too bad.
At the very least, I'd ask them if they'd ever seen Unforgiven. Like, are you threatening me? No, it's on Netflix.
won't call the
Foraging
cops.
is survival.
Survival. Okay. All right.
Wait
I
for
gotta
the thunderstorm and then just shoot him.
plus in that.
Okay.
Hi, baby.
So I will need. So you guys are going to be. You don't know the actual destination. You just know that you need to be traveling north. So for my navigator, I need.
We did get a sort of kind of a general confirmation on things from being at the top of the beacon, though, right?
Yeah, you see forest, but you couldn't know because you failed your perception check to get a.
But there's no path?
Yeah, there's no path. The path that might have been there that Denna was looking at, but it's grown over, so it's not.
I was just thinking it'd probably be a pretty straight line from the docks to the house because they got to get food and provisions there.
Well, how
I have a better idea. Everybody take all your bladed weapons. We're going to strap them to each of our Orion's limbs, and we're just going to tell them that there's heretics in there.
Okay.
That is the best.
Yes,
God.
but he
You
put
are
himself
a
on his
genius.
limbs.
He would actually crit himself. You're
He
right.
would kid himself.
But
So
we're
what are we
sorry,
gonna do
we're
for
It's
the
interrupting
win-win.
you.
Wait a minute. How long ago did these marshes get taken off this
4
land?
years ago.
4 years.
4 years.
And to be fair,
Okay.
we don't know that they ever got taken off the island.
But we don't know if they got taken. But I was wondering how long this island has been in disrepair.
Yeah, like 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
Okay, so give me a survival check, Mr. Navigator.
Alright, guys, if this suddenly turns into the Blair Witch Project, I apologize.
We'll just make Dennis stand in the
That
corner.
first check will be a 15.
Okay. You definitely, as you're kind of keeping pace where the sun, you are moving north. Okay. My watcher, give me a perception check.
Uh, 20.
You keeping an eye on most of what's going on. You don't, I mean, there's animals. This island is, definitely got some critters on it, but not, at this point you don't see anything that, couldn't, nothing beyond what, someone might, kill, gut, stuff and mount,
Deer.
and the forager,
Hitchhikers.
you give me a survival check.
Ooh, that was terrible. 5.
It's okay though, because you can't fail. It's just quality.
Okay, so
Not eating roadkill.
actually,
I
no,
have a
you don't.
stick.
You don't even need to roll that. Just roll me a d6 and add your wisdom modifier. You don't have a d6?
No, she doesn't have a wisdom modifier.
Wisdom modifier. 6.
So you've found 6 pounds of foodstuffs, berries, fruit, whatever, edible things, and roll me another d6.
5.
And
5
you
pounds.
find another little stream and are able to, anybody who's drained their water skins or whatever, you're able to collect probably about 5 gallons worth of water. So
That's a lot of water.
that's a lot of water.
I drained my skin when I woke up. I'm good now.
Okay. So
I
that was
don't
the
mind
first hour of travel. So you've moved 3 miles. You are now into the woods. Actually, hold on, let me look at my map.
As long as Johnny Depp doesn't sing.
To be fair, Johnny Depp is fine in any role. He's never had a singing role in.
Yes.
I
That's what I
really
meant.
like it when you sing.
What was that?
Nothing.
No, go on record.
No.
I stand with you.
I really don't think things.
But he can't.
The man can breathe.
The man can breathe, you're right, but he can't sing.
I don't care.
Okay,
They-
so
they-
you
Okay, go
manage
on.
in your the 2 hours you manage not 2 hours in the hour you manage to pass through dense forest and end up out in grassland and like open grassland. You do see now the raised bit of ground, the raised plateau, and the manor house sitting on top of it.
Told you we were going the right way.
Didn't know
Yay!
for a
You
moment.
found it.
You'll learn.
So how far were you getting off there? Did you just gotten off your boat?
I got about a day.
So what have you been doing for that day? Had you gone into this part of the island at all?
No, I was mostly setting up camp and checking the area around to see if there was anything that was immediately going to kill me.
Like us.
You found us.
Okay.
We're not gonna kill you. Don't take that the wrong way.
I haven't decided yet.
That's fair.
Actually, I'm wrong. You didn't. You didn't get out of the forest. You were at the edge of the forest.
That's
But
fair.
you
But from the edge of the forest,
from the edge
we
of the
can
forest, there's
still-
probably about another mile or so of grassland, to then the ridge that raises that goes up. In the manor, you can see the house. I mean, it's not quite a keep. It's not quite a palace. It's like somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Kind of fortified. There is. You can see there's like a perfunctory wall around it.
Can we see from this side a path that would be used to get up, or a gate in said wall?
There is a gate from the wall. You can see, looks like there's a gate that would kind of move in a direct, kind of direct line you're actually going. But if the grasslands were, if there was a path through these grasslands, it has since
I'm not
overgrown.
concerned about a path through the grasslands. I was concerned about having to climb a mountain face. So
There is you do wonder though how they've got things up the plateau, but at this point you don't. Give me a perception check, actually. There are no aliens.
perception
With
would
devils.
be 18.
It does look like, as you're looking, that there may be a bit of a purposely built cutback on the going up.
Okay.
The side of the rise there. Probably big enough to take a good sized wagon.
All right. So I think maybe that'll be the easier path for us to take up, so that we're not trying to climb across rough terrain.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
Lilith, give me a perception check.
12.
Off.
Steered us right into the fucking bank again.
12 is not terrible.
No, it's not.
Probably. About, as you're sitting there looking out, about 2 miles to the west, you see something probably about the size of a. Hold on a second. Don't ask why that page sticks.
You really like D&D, Joe.
Couldn't help himself. It was just too
Oh, Tiamat.
much.
You see something about the size of, say, a large dog. Flying in the air. It definitely a quadruped from what you can see, and flying around it are
Better and better.
smaller, definitely birds, and they are kind of dive bombing in it. And then as you kind of
Are
look,
they like attacking it?
yeah, it looks like they're attacking it. And as you look down to the ground, you see 4 humanoid-esque forms, which you think you can see they have bows of some sort, readying for whatever that thing is that's flying up there to get low enough that they could shoot at it.
Guys,
But
you
You don't.
That's
see
what
I
Lilith
think
saw.
those.
That's
I
what
see.
Lily-
Oh, Lilith.
Oh, okay.
But I will be like, Chase. There's some weird shit going on over there.
Okay, now that she has pointed it out
Yes.
to me. Jade,
What?
the hell were those berries you found?
Something in the red family.
That's not good.
No, I don't think we're hallucinating. I think that's actually there.
What's there? Oh wait, hi.
So whose side do we take?
You see the flying quadruped thing, kind of like you realize it has a longish neck, and it lets out a stream of some substance. Missing, however, the things flying to attack it.
Nope.
Can we tell what
I
color
say
that
we
thing
go
is?
take it. I
The-
say we go
This
take
is the
its
job.
side. We go take its side. We gotta go save it.
We're not taking its side.
Thorn wants to save it.
What color is it?
It looks like a reddish brown.
We need a mascot.
It looks
But it
copper.
yeah, it looks a little copperish actually.
I mean, I'm not taking that thing's side.
It's we need a mascot, but we have that on our side. We pull up.
We
into that
have a
fishing boat.
mascot.
Hi.
She's beautiful and lovely.
What?
Yes, but
It's
we pull
copper's
up
color.
with that
Could
thing.
be a
In
good
Can
dragon.
you imagine? I mean, or
We don't know
behind
what's
us, or
attacking
that
it.
behind us.
I think we need more information.
I think I'm scarier.
Yeah, because
Alright.
we don't know if those four guys are going
Sure.
to shoot us.
They could be orcs. They could
I'll
be
walk on over
kobolds.
there and ask them.
Please don't walk over
Let's
there
be
and
fair. The
ask
kind
them.
of luck we have, it's going to be us against all of them.
That is probably what's going to happen.
And this is where we stop for the evening.
Yay!
So, next time, what is that in the air? What is attacking the things in the air? What are the things on the ground attacking the thing, trying to attack the things in the air? These and other questions we answered on the next episode. Hi there, this is Joseph the DM. I hope you're enjoying the Not Safe for Wizards podcast so far. If you are, I'd love to ask you to do a couple things to help build the show up. One, go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Preferably 5-star, but hey, I leave that up to you. Second, follow us on social media. The links to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are in the show notes. And thirdly, share it with your friends. Let them know about the podcast and have them take a listen. We look forward to entertaining you for a long time to come. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day. Hi, thanks for listening to that episode of Not Safe for Wizards here on YouTube. If you would give us a thumbs up for a like, hit that subscribe button, and of course hit the notifications bell. That way you'll always know when Not Safe for Wizards is putting up a new episode. Thanks.